What's going on, everybody? Taylor back with another vlog. Today we're going to do something a little bit different, and we're going to show you the incubator build that we did a couple weeks ago. I'm going to show you kind of the process that we took putting it together, but we'll head over to the other room. But before we do that, like, share, subscribe, drop a comment down low, and we'll get right into it today. So here we are in our other room. This is what's going to turn into our hatching room. The first step is that we're putting an incubator in. We're going to be putting all new hatching racks on the one side, so we'll update you guys that as we go along. But as of right now, it's just the incubator that is in here, so hopefully we'll be able to have that filled up pretty soon. The first thing that you'll notice on this incubator is that we added a marble finish to the outside. I wanted something that looks nice and professional. I wanted something that I can enjoy looking at every day. So I put a marble finish on the other outside of it. I really wanted a glass door, so I found this was actually a Pepsi fridge that I turned into an incubator, so it's got a glass door so I can see inside of it. Got wheels so we can move it around if we need to, and it's kind of the perfect size for what we need right now. It's about 5 feet tall, so it's got lots of room to put into it. I shouldn't even have to fill it up this year, but we'll see how that goes. Maybe we'll get lucky and we'll have a little bit more clutches than we're expecting. But we'll dive down into it and I'll kind of show you guys what we did on the inside. So the first thing that I do when I'm starting an incubator build is I go and remove all the fridge components out of it. So I'm starting off with just a basic shell. I get into the inside, and luckily this one came with these shelves that hold the bottles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut all this out and just gonna have a basic shelf in there. I have a bunch of these so I can get a little bit more room by taking this off, and I can fit more clutches in the incubator. The next thing that I do is I run about as much heat tape as possible that you can fit. You wanna have as much as possible because you want it to work less but still get the same amount of heat. So the more heat tape you can add, the better. In this one, the fridge is about 5 feet tall, and I have about 5.5 feet of heat tape because I went along the bottom. Again, trying to get as much as possible in there. The next thing that I did is I went and I ordered this fan, added the fan to it so that the temperature from the top to the bottom is gonna be as consistent as possible. You don't want your temperatures at the top and at the bottom to be different, because if you're having your temperatures at the top of the incubator and at the bottom of the incubator different, you're gonna have different hatch dates, you're gonna have different humidity levels and temperature levels inside the egg boxes. So the more consistency you can have from top to bottom, the better. This fan that I have has 3 settings on it, so I can kind of change the settings to have the more airflow going from top to bottom and have that as consistent as possible. Then what I do is I hook up all of my wires, I get them running out the back, I silicone the hole so that there's no air escaping from anywhere. I have one hole that the heat tape is going through, I have one hole for my probe and for my fan. My probe is sitting right here. I have it just about halfway down the incubator because that's where I want the temperature, again, to be consistent as possible. So I've checked it because I have another thermostat kind of probe that I can put at the top and the bottom. So I've checked it from top to bottom, and I have my temperature sitting at 89.2 from the top to the bottom with the fan going. If I turn the fan off, my temperature at the top will sit at about 89.9 to 90, and the bottom is sitting closer to 88. So again, with the fan going, I'm having consistent temperatures from the top of the incubator to all the way to the bottom of the incubator. So very simple. Once you get the basics of having all your supplies and having, sorry about that noise, having the basic supplies and knowing how to hook up the heat tape, the fan, and the thermostat that's attached to it, like an incubator fridge build is a very simple thing to do. It saves you a lot of money to going with the professional grades. I think they still work very good. You can kind of customize it the way you want it to work. I, again, went with the glass door so that I can see inside of it and I can kind of keep an eye on everything without actually having to open it and letting the heat and the moisture out. The next thing I'll get into is my egg boxes. So I just have basic shoe box plastic containers. They fit about 10 eggs in each of these. I use vermiculite on the bottom and I fill it right up to this line with water so that I'm having as much moisture in there as possible. With putting so much water into it, I now need to add light diffusers to the top of it so that the eggs sit off of the water, but still have as much water in there as possible to have as much moisture as possible. So I add the light diffusers in the top of it so the eggs can sit on top of it without sucking up the water from the bottom, but still getting as much moisture into the container as possible. So very basic there, just a vermiculite, light diffusers, and egg boxes. So very simple to do there. I do want your guys' opinion on the marble finish. I really like marble finish. We have a bunch of it in our kitchen. I'm a big fan of it. Drop a comment down below. Tell me what you think about it. And if you guys have any other questions of how I did it, where I got the supplies, any of that, drop a comment or direct inbox me on YouTube or on Instagram. And that's pretty much it for an incubator build. So there you have it, guys. Like I said, drop a comment. Tell me what you guys think about the incubator. Tell me about what I could do differently, what you guys would change if you guys were doing your own. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to help anybody that needs help with doing this. I've done probably 10 or 15 of these throughout the last 8 or 9 years that I've been breeding ball pythons, so I'm pretty familiar with it. It's a very simple procedure to do once you guys get the hang of it. So if you have any other questions, let me know, and I'll catch you guys next time. Have a great day.